For all things Halloween, everyone, this is Hauntformer, and that's right, today I am back with yet another Hauntformer podcast. So, yesterday I did a podcast about the election. It was sort of like the election special here on Hauntformer, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it, so I am continuing the podcasts. They seem pretty easy to make. And today we're going to be talking about some movies, some horror movies, in fact, that I've never seen. Now, if you know me, you know I enjoy my movies, and I usually watch horror movies. Not that I love to see people get killed, but there's something about horror movies that interests me. It makes me question why we're afraid, and it also allows us to overcome our fears, and even sometimes, like in the case of The Exorcist, it brings me closer to God. And I hope that would be most of the time, too. But in that case, there are some horror movies that I have, in fact, never seen before. Surprising, right? There's so many, really. So today I'm just going to look at a list of horror movies and try to tell you all which ones I haven't seen. In the comments below, leave, of course, horror movies you haven't seen and your picks for what movies I should see. That being said, let's jump into some of these movies. So, the first movie on this list that I haven't seen is The Babadook, or The Babadook, or however you will pronounce it. It is a recent horror movie from 2014, and I've heard, actually, it's gotten pretty good reviews. Despite that, though, I haven't seen the film. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'll probably have to see it to judge it for myself, but I have not seen it at this point. The next movie that I've seen about halfway through, I'd say, but not entirely, is It Follows. Now, from what I saw so far, it actually seemed pretty good. The cinematography was definitely interesting, you know, kind of nodding back to the older style of horror movies. But as far as seeing it completely through, I haven't seen the full movie It Follows. That being said, though, I would like to see it. The next movie is actually The Cabin in the Woods. So far, we're still on recent horror movies, but this one is definitely one that a lot of people have talked about or put on their lists for some great horror movies, and I haven't seen it. So maybe that will be one I should see in the future. And moving right along, Rosemary's Baby. Now, I honestly don't really know what this movie is about entirely. I have some ideas. This was a 1968 horror film that I still haven't seen. I heard it's one of the greatest horror movies of all time, but I guess I won't know until I see it. Up next, let's talk about Let the Right One In. I really don't have any idea what this movie is about, but it's on a lot of lists of horror movies, so it should maybe be one that I should check out. Now here's the big one for you guys. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to visit my friend Jared later, who is a big fan of horror movies, and has seen this movie and says it's one of his top picks, but I personally haven't seen it, and that is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I don't know, it seems a little gory for me. Of course, I will see it eventually, and hopefully it'll be really good. But at this point, I haven't seen it. I don't know enough about Leatherface, really. That's why you don't see me, sporting a lot of things based off the movie. It seems a little different for horror movies for me. I'm not entirely into all the gore and stuff like that, but I will definitely check it out. Up next is actually a movie that I wanted to see called 28 Days Later, which is sort of like, from what I've heard, a drama about zombies or the zombie apocalypse. And in the same regard, I can point out I haven't seen Shaun of the Dead either. Let's also talk about The Evil Dead, which I started watching with my friend Jared, but I never finished it, nor have I seen the sequels. Now, it does look interesting. It is a zombie movie, and like a paranormal, I guess, sort of movie, but I haven't seen it. And while we're talking about sort of paranormal, I haven't seen The Ring. And I know I want to, I just haven't seen it. And in the same regard, I haven't seen the other movie that's similar to The Ring, and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. If I remember, I'll try to let it be known. An American Werewolf in London from 1981, I also haven't seen. I do have it currently on DVD. I just haven't, watched it yet. let's take a look at some other movies that I haven't seen. The Omen, which my aunt said is a really good movie, I haven't seen yet. It was on TV for AMC's Fear Fest, but I never got a chance to view it. I haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, nor have I seen the original Carrie, though I would hope I can soon. I believe that is all the movies that I saw in this list that I wanted to cover. In the comments below, please let me know what horror movies have you not seen and maybe you want to. Thank you for watching this podcast, and remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.